Do you want me to copy and paste it in?
Yes.
Copy.
Pasta.
Oh. What?
Did I copy the wrong thing?
No, I just said pasta, and I think I heard you say pasta too.
Yeah.
Copy pasta.
Hi everyone, we're the Emperor Smile Podcast, here to brighten your day. This is Amy, aka Wi-Fi Daily.
This is Cali, aka dailyjiangcheng.
And this is Ruki, aka Bluetooth Daily.
So to start off with today's topic, someone had asked about imposter syndrome, if we ever experienced it, and how to beat its ass if we ever did. And for those of you who aren't familiar with imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which one doubts one's accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. So basically, like, what you feel you're doing is fake.
Mm-hmm. And that's according to Wikipedia, so
Yeah.
we just Googled it real quick for y'all.
Mm.
In other words, imposter syndrome usually manifests itself in, like, you are doing something and you are literally doing it, but you still feel like you're faking it in some way. It's a pretty common feeling, I think. I definitely have had it a lot, both as, like, a student, a teacher, a artist, even just, like, online, too.
Yeah.
Even just role-playing, too. I feel like I'm not good enough or something. I guess I can start off this topic, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
The most recent, like, pretty heavy case of imposter syndrome I faced was I had gotten into grad school and I was trying my best to get through it, but constantly I was telling myself, oh my god, I'm not good enough. I don't know how I got in here. I don't know how I passed the requirements. I have no experience. I have no background knowledge. I don't know what I'm doing. And that was me throughout my entire grad career. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be here. I'm a faker. Everyone else seems to know what they're doing. If you relate to that feeling, it is a lot about kind of stepping back from your feelings and re-examining the whole situation from, like, a logical point of view. Whether it's the facts. The fact is, like, yes, I was there. I was doing the work. I was accomplishing the things, and that was on paper. Like, it was undeniably so that I was able to, I guess, be smart enough to pass the tests or be in the same environment and be asked for my opinion on whatever that I was discussing in class. And it's the same for when I feel like I'm an imposter when it comes to, like, my art. For the longest time, I was like, I'm not an artist. I haven't ever had an art class. And that doesn't matter, really. Like, you don't need an art class to be an artist. But for the longest time, I thought I did. And so I thought I was, like, a big faker because I had never, ever learned anything formal. But it's a matter of redefining it in your head, what makes you you, what makes you what you are, and trying to figure out exactly, like, what have I actually done and how is it different from how I feel, and how can I change that feeling to help me recognize that I'm not being fake. I am really here.
Yeah.
Does that, like, make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Especially, like, looking at that definition, like, you are doubting your own accomplishments, but, like, if you've accomplished it, it's there. You've done it. It's right there. Just look back. You've already did it.
Yeah. Like, you done it. The proof is there. You do it. Did you want to go, Ruki? Because Amy was calling you out, so you obviously have something.
Yeah, Ruki.
For me, I feel like I've experienced it, but I feel like the whole, like, fraud imposter part in particular, I don't really feel that, but I feel the other kind of feelings associated with imposter syndrome, like the doubt and the feeling inadequate part. Not actually, like, specifically, like, feeling like a faker, just the other parts. So, but yeah, it still does count as imposter syndrome. So
yes, it does.
But, like, basically I've experienced it since, like, high school up until now in grad school. So for how to beat it, I have I struggle. Yeah, I'm still struggling with it.
That's all right, of course.
I guess I should take Amy's advice.
Yeah.
I suppose. But yes, it's very difficult to handle. Yes. I don't know what else to say.
All right, I'm putting out a call to all ESP listeners and both of you. We have to get Ruki over her imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Ruki is smart. Ruki is pretty. Ruki is good at art and writing.
Yes, absolutely.
These are all facts.
100% fact. Like it is canon. There's no fan in here, bro.
we sound like we're riffing, but it's true. Like, for the longest time, I've always thought, Ruki's really good at writing, but Ruki doesn't think the same way.
To me, Ruki is like really smart to me. Like, they're really good at writing, and basically like all this knowledge they hold, like, it's powerful.
It is. I've always asked Ruki to help me with my essays because she'll fucking destroy my grammar, but I appreciate that.
Like, Ruki is very smart and very talented to me. And every time they say that they're not, I get angry because I'm like, you are, you piece of shit.
You weren't here, but me and Callie literally had a talk the other day, like, I wish Ruki would be nicer to herself.
Yeah.
Whole conversation about how we wish Ruki would stop insulting herself.
Yeah, we had a whole ass conversation. We're just like, Ruki needs to appreciate themselves more. They need to start loving themselves.
So yeah, that is us letting you know we love you, we care you.
We care you, we heart you.
We believe in you.
We think you're amazing.
And I want every ESP listener who listens to this particular episode to send a nice message to Ruki. Thank you.
Yes.
Is that it for the topics? Or Kelly, did you have something to say about this too?
I never really experienced imposter syndrome. Like, if I did, I can't remember. I've experienced some stages where I feel like what I'm doing is like kind of fake, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to be like imposter syndrome. So I don't really got much to say.
How did you get over those feelings?
How I got over them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a good example would be when I was in a rough place and I had to apologize to everyone over my bad behavior because I was being a bad person, and in order for me to get over it and apologize to them, I had to be a good person. But during the time that I was trying to fix myself, I kept thinking I'm not going to become a good person. Like, I'm constantly just always a bad person. I'm always this, I'm always that. Like, if I'm a good person, I'm just faking it.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually I worked harder on fixing that mental attitude, kind of just slowly but surely, because people were constantly saying, oh, you've grown so much from who you were before. Like, you're actually someone I can trust now. You're someone that I can depend on. You're great. You're amazing. And I, instead of being like, oh, that's not the case or whatever, I kind of just accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I grew to just be like, no, I am a good person now. Like, I'm still working on myself, but I'm better now than I was before. I'm not sure if that counts as imposter syndrome, but basically I just worked on, like, if someone compliments me, I try to not deny it. I kind of just be like, oh, thank you. That means a lot to me. And I take it more to just as an actual compliment rather than just brushing it off. So, like, when someone compliments my art and says that it's nice, like, I'll be like, oh, thank you. That means a lot. Like, I feel like it's not much, but if you say that you like it, then I know that I'm doing good. And if it's bringing you a smile, then I'm happy. So it's less like, oh, I'm faking it, like I'm not an artist or whatever. It's more like I'm kind of just like embracing the things that I can do, you know?
Those are both really good points.
Yeah.
You brought up a really good point. Like, you changed your mindset. Like, you thought you accepted something about yourself, and then you also changed how you thought about yourself. And so that's really a key way to get over this fear of being fraud or being bad at something.
Yeah, it obviously took time, because for a while I still thought that I was a bad person, that I'll mess up again, like I'll end up hurting someone or something. But thankfully, with some support and just my own sheer determination, I was able to overcome it through time, and I was able to get better.
Yeah, and that's something really important too. Like, not everyone, I definitely had huge imposter syndrome going on in my own head, but not everyone feels the same way. And it's really important that if your friends are going through that, it's really important to validate them, constantly support them through it, just like how Callie's friends did for them and how we're trying to do for Ruki now.
If it wasn't for the one friend that I had that stuck it with me through thick and thin, I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you have friends like that, like Amy said, just stick with them and try to validate them as much as you can.
It really can just be the one person, right?
Yeah, it could just be the one person, because I only had one person, and eventually I grew better from that, and I eventually got to have a bunch of people support me now.
Mm-hmm. So if you need, ask a friend to get on your ass about it.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll help you, and eventually one day you'll find that you're not even thinking about it anymore.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go on to the audience questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a pretty fun one to counteract serious topics. because that's how we do.
Yeah,
That's how we do.
that's how we do.
In the ESP crew.
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
It rhymed.
That's so cute, Ruki. You're so fucking cute. Like, stop.
Okay, Anon asked, what loot would you drop when you're killed in combat? Like, in an RPG.
Poorly printed memes.
Oh no! Is that your quest item?
Like, if you were to kill me in combat, like, I would want to make it so that I'm a very tough boss, but when you kill me, the only thing you get is poorly printed memes that you would use for computer paper, like that. That's all you get from me.
Computer paper printed memes.
Yeah.
Low quality JPEGs.
Oh my gosh. I would hate that if that was a boss monster dropping.
But get this, they sell for like millions on the market.
Yeah, like you would you would think, man, this is shitty reward, and you would trash it. But in reality, if you try to sell it, it would give you lots of fucking money because these things are rare items.
Yeah, and it's high demand. People really want these for some reason.
It's meant to deceive.
You need it to craft like the ultimate legendary weapons, but it's just poorly printed memes.
Yeah.
But it needs to be printed in that specific quality.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like you grab loot and you're just like, wow, this item is shit, and then you think you're gonna trash it, but then you learn that you can craft it into something else, or it can sell for fucking millions, so you're just like, oh shit. Or you can just keep it as a memento because it's a poorly printed meme.
This makes me wonder, do you carry poorly printed memes on you at all times?
No comment.
That plot.
No comment.
Kelly?
No comment.
If I were to visit you in real life and open your bag, would it just be full of poorly printed memes?
I don't know.
Guess I gotta go over there and find out. I've gotta win you in a battle in the Denny's parking lot.
But yeah, that would be my item.
I feel like for me, you would fight me in like one of the mobs. I would be one of the ones that spawn constantly, and I would just keep dropping like either tea or coffee healing items that probably don't heal that much.
Bunny stew.
Bunnies.
I would just drop whole bunnies.
Yes.
A whole bunny, or bunny stew, or bunny foot, bunny parts.
You would drop
Bunny parts? Yo, what the fuck?
No, like
Hold
bunny
on,
parts.
back up.
No. Like no, like equips that are like bunny parts. So like the bunny tail.
No,
equip,
actual bunny parts, like a bunny heart, a bunny foot, a bunny paw.
I like Ruki's line of thought better.
No, don't be a coward.
I just said tea or coffee because I'm constantly carrying that.
Through the power of necromancy, you can bring back a rabbit.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh Diancha. Save me.
Or you can use the parts to make bunny stew, which would be a mass healing item.
I like the tea and coffee better because I do constantly carry that shit on me. If you see me in public, I'm usually carrying, a cup of tea or something, or milk tea.
I'm only saying this just to get a rise out of you, Amy.
I hate this. I hate you. No.
Or you could like just drop a bunch of like whole bunnies, and there's like a bunch of like common ones, but occasionally, rarely or something, you drop a special one, and that one you can like use as like a mount animal or something.
That would be so sick. I guess I wouldn't be just a field monster then, huh? I wouldn't be a part of the mob.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be a boss, though.
I would be a boss.
You would.
You would be a boss. You would be the meme boss.
No, not even a meme boss. I'm just like one of those bosses that are just like, how do I explain this? So you know those bosses that are very edgy and they're just like go into intricate, sad backstory, and like they're just like, you can't make me better. So after you finish killing me, you would expect some edgy, like sad item to fall, and instead it's just printed memes.
You can't do anything to make that better.
Funny.
They're hopeless. They're at that point where they're carrying poorly printed memes on them.
Like, I want to be the kind of boss where it's just like, I'm edgy, and then like you get my loot item and you're just like, what the fuck? And then you see me come back later in the story and like trying to redeem myself through memes. It's just like, hey, sorry I kind of fucking killed you. I'm getting better now. Do you still have those printed memes I dropped? Because those were kind of like my coping mechanism. I want to be one of those bosses.
You have the huge sad backstory, and I'm the one everyone kills for the bunny armor and the bunny mounts. Like, people kill me in droves.
Listen, my boss battle has to be very intricate to piss off the player.
Okay, Ruki, what about you?
For now, the only thing I can think of is that I dropped some sort of like sweets or dessert items that like restore HP or MP.
Yeah, I was thinking definitely either like cake or cookies from you.
Have some food, I say as I'm killed.
I feel like your animation, like for attacking, would be something like you take off your backpack and you just chuck it at people because your backpack's pretty heavy.
Because I carry my laptop in it.
Because you carry your laptop, your backpack's heavy. That thing could be fucking deadly.
Wait, real quick. Can I?
What?
Go ahead.
This would be one of the memes that I would draw. That would be one of the memes.
I fucking love it. Oh, I got it. We both dropped that bread item.
I want kiss. I want to dead. I want to eat this fresh baked bread.
We both dropped the bread item, and in order to unlock your quest, you have to find us, hunt for the bread, and then give it to you along with a meme.
Yeah.
All three of us are like connected through the quest.
Suspicious bread. Suspicious bread item.
And then the description's just like, probably best you don't eat or touch this.
Suspiciously low quality bread.
low JPEG res bread. Isn't it
So
great?
yeah, for me, either that freshly baked bread or sweet.
Ruki drops the bread item, and I drop the Kirby item. And for the longest time, players will wonder, why the fuck does this one drop Kirby? This off-model Kirby, because that's copyright infringement.
And then later when they encounter me, they're like, what connection does this have with Kirby?
And then you'll just be like, why not craft them together? And you're just like, what the fuck do you craft them together?
You have to craft the low-quality memes with Kirby item and bread, and then give it to Callie.
Yes, you have to give it to me to unlock my quest. That will help you progress in the game.
We have a whole lore going on now.
I want it to be where we have one scene where we're all together in a scene and the players with us, and they're just like, oh, hey, Callie, you still being a fucking angsty piece of shit? And I'm just like, yes! Mind your business!
Mind your business.
You still using memes as a coping mechanism? Yeah.
Are we all finished with this question? Do you want to move on to the mindfulness moment?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right, let's take a water break.
Water break.
Water break.
Water break.
One mindful moment goes a long way. Today, considering the situation and everything with people being in lockdown or in quarantine, we wanted to cover some tips on how to handle the feeling of being confined all the time and the anxiety that might arise. So we're going to cover some tips that will hopefully help out with that and maybe hopefully make things feel better for you and easier.
We're all here today.
Yeah.
Yes. One big thing is the whole get fresh air part, because if you keep your door or windows closed all the time, then it's really easy to feel stuffy and feel...
Yeah, take it from me, who hardly has their window or their door open.
Yeah. And maybe even just stepping outside into, like, not even like going out somewhere, but just stepping outside to your front yard or backyard, or like if you have a garden.
Yeah.
Just like getting out and getting that fresh air can already like help you a a whole lot better.
Yes, it definitely does. Constantly being in a stuffy room, it gives you like a headache, and it just makes you feel bad. And then when you take a step outside and get fresh air, and then you just kind of feel like you're in a different environment, you're just like, oh fuck yeah, I needed this.
Yeah, leave your doors open up your windows, get some fresh air, because honestly, your room also starts to stink a little bit if you just keep it closed all the time. So
yeah, don't be stinky.
if you're in a place that has okay air quality, of course, open up your windows. The air should be better now that there's not a lot of people driving and stuff.
Yes.
If it's possible, do step outside. Just take a walk around your backyard if you don't want to go much further, venture much further outside. Be sure to just like get some sunlight in your life, you know? Like it really isn't that good to stay cooped up. Open up your windows. Probably the simplest thing that we can do.
Yeah.
When it comes to like the virus is going on a lot longer than I think any of us anticipated, and your cities, states, countries all might have some different rules, but it doesn't change the fact that we're all kind of dealing with this constant confinement. But you know, life is still going on too. If you even step outside in the morning, you'll hear birds and stuff. Not everything is coming to a standstill. And also, like, if you're a youngish person, you're probably going to be fine regardless, so don't panic.
Yeah.
Keep it chill. You're going to be fine.
It's in your best interest to not always be reading or basically looking for the news or like stumbling upon it or reading it. It's not good to constantly be absorbing that kind of information 24/7. Just take a break from it. Don't even try to look for it. Just do your own thing. You'll feel like everything is coming to a stop, like the world's gonna end. You'll just focus on the bad, and it's not good. If it's too much for you, just get off Twitter, get off your phone if you need to. Do your own thing, you know, have a dance session, walk around your house, mess with your animal if you have an animal. Bother your siblings and or your parents. Just try not to actively look for it.
Bust out that old game of Monopoly. Let's get it on.
Time to ruin your family relationships even more, and the fact that you can't take a break from each other because you're stuck in quarantine.
Don't play Monopoly. It's a bad board game. Go ahead and get Pandemic or something. But, wait, no, that's in bad taste. Oh, gosh.
You really went there.
I'm sorry. Well, Pandemic is a good board game.
It is.
Play Pandemic. Watch the world burn, despite the fact that we just told you not to.
Okay, wait, hold up. It's kind of funny, though. This is gonna sound terrible, but hold on. Listen to me.
I'm listening. What do you gotta say?
Pandemic, it's a good game, and I've played it a lot before, and suddenly this happens in real life, and we're just like, oh shit, this is exactly like the board game. So, if you want to play it rather insensitively, a game about sicknesses.
Games that age badly. Example A, Pandemic.
I mean, there was that Flash game back then that Pandemic is based off of, and it's exactly what's happening now.
Oh my god. A lot of things have aged badly.
Okay, sorry. Let's get back on the topic of...
Play Cards Against Humanity. That one's better.
Oh yeah, definitely. Since, you know, all your friends are practically available now, depending on what they're doing. Organize a game night with your friends online. There's Cards Against Humanity for free online, Mafia, Uno.
Scribble.io.
Yeah, Scribble.io is really fun to do with friends. And for ESP listeners, maybe we can all do one together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like just games you can do, but you can also occupy yourself with like creating something. We have a friend who's learning how to play the violin in quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm still keeping myself busy with drawing a lot of art and editing this podcast. Have you guys been doing some stuff? Give some ideas.
Exercising for once.
Yeah?
That's good. If you're talking about anything productive, no, I haven't.
That's fine still. How are you occupying your time then?
TikTok.
There you go. Go on TikTok.
No.
Watch that YouTube video that you've always been meaning to but never got around to. Or the Netflix series that you want to binge.
Yeah, just binge all of the shows. You have literally the time now.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you're getting a headache, that's probably a signal that you're having too much screen time and you should probably rest.
Yes. Also, we've been saying all this. Don't spend all your time on the computer or on your Switch or playing games all the time. It will do bad things for your health. Make sure you're eating properly, of course.
Yes.
Your physical health is still important, even if you're not going out and doing your normal routine. Make sure you're eating, you're sleeping properly, getting up at a good time. It's so easy to oversleep now.
Yeah, very hard to maintain a regular sleeping schedule when you basically got nothing to do the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But you should still try to maintain it regardless.
Yes.
Go to sleep at 9, wake up at 5. Let's all become Lons in this time.
No. I fucking refuse.
Like before, I actually accidentally slipped into that schedule. Somehow my body decided to do that, but actually now it's not doing that anymore.
Damn, that sucks.
Damn, that sucks.
But I mean, I'm still getting the proper amounts of sleep. So
that's good.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, but I'm still gay. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with me?
And I am also still gay throughout this quarantine, too.
Same.
Ruki, do you want to summarize stuff real quick?
So basically, the couple of tips and things that we've covered for how to deal with confinement, lockdown, quarantine is 1, avoid the news, take breaks when it becomes overwhelming for you, because seeing all these negative issues coming up can do harm to your mental health. So take breaks if you do want to still keep informed. Just remember to take breaks and don't consume the news like for many hours. Another thing is keep your mind busy by doing something. Just don't idle around too much, because that can lead to some negative spiral of thoughts if you're left cooped up and idle for way too long. And then we covered some of the indoor activities you do, like draw, do board games with your friends, family. And it doesn't even have to be in person, because there's ones that are online. And then another one was to get outside. You don't even have to go to an actual place. It could just be in your backyard, front yard, or wherever. Get some fresh air. Occasionally open up your window, your door open, so that you're getting that ventilation and you're not feeling stuffy.
Next one is torture your animal. No, I'm just
Don't.
I wrote dress up. By torture, I mean dressing them up.
And taking pictures of them so that we can see.
Yes.
If you have pets, this is a good time to spend some time with them. It's easy to occupy yourself with games, your phone, your computer during this time. So just remember to take breaks. Remember to drink water or eat. Don't be wrapped up in all that screen time. And try to avoid oversleeping. Try to still keep some sort of consistent sleep schedule. Like get the proper amounts of sleep. Don't oversleep, but also don't stay up all the time. And yeah, I think those were all the tips and strategies for handling all this stuff that we covered.
But the most important one is to be gay and do crimes.
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
Do crimes from the confines of your house, all right?
Yes.
You guys got this.
Be a menace.
Yes, ultimately, do take care of yourself. And take care of your family if you're living with them. Take care of your roommates and stuff.
Yeah.
Take a step outside, you know?
Do what you can.
Life is going to keep going on, and you are going to be fine.
We're living through something scary right now, but we'll get through this. 2020 is vibe checking us, and if we survive, then we will have passed the vibe check.
We can get through this. It's just we got this, guys.
We're just getting vibe checked. It's okay.
We're just getting super hard vibe checked. All right. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us for this 18th episode of Emperor Smile podcast. If you have any more questions or suggestions for topics, you can send them to our curious cat at EmpSmilecast or drop them in the Discord suggestion channel. If you have some suggestions for mindfulness moments that you would like to hear, or if you want like more of a certain kind of mindfulness moment, then please drop that in the suggestions too.
Yeah.
Things that you like want to hear for reassurance and stuff. That we got you. We got you.
We got you.
We'll do our best.
We'll do our best. Follow us on Twitter at EmpSmilecast, EmpSmilecast, and the Discord server link is posted there as the pinned tweet. Anything else?
Be safe. Stay inside. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. 20 seconds.
Stay inside, you said when we said to get outside. before.
Well, go outside in a radius close to your house. Don't fucking
Yes.
go out shopping or whatever. Fucking stay close to the house.
Open your windows, practice social distancing.
6 feet apart at least.
If you could hit someone with a Wiimote, then you know that it's fucked up. You gotta stay farther.
What does that have to do with anything?
I saw an image like that.
Me too. I saw that.
It's a good reference. If you can't wave your arms around you in a circle.
Oh, as if you were holding a Wii remote then.
Yeah, if it would whack someone. So just make sure that you have the space to I guess do your own dances. I don't know.
The only person you can whack is yourself.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thanks for sharing a laugh with us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
You're gay.